Hello, ladies and gentlemen. How is the video and audio quality? Please respond in the chat. So friends, today we have our regular segment, weekly summary. And let's accordingly move on to our quick, wonderful highlights. How is the video and audio quality? Well, all right, truly excellent indeed. Absolutely remarkable. Absolutely fantastic. Well, friends, how did you spend the weekend? The weekend was intense. We also had an event of almost stock market scale, and it was quite a busy time. And this, accordingly, is owned by Evgeny Pshenitsyn. So, the weekend was hazardous to health, but very productive for business. So, we are looking at all the cities, different and great. Energize. Let's start with the product news. As you understand, NV Global is a wonderful company that sets its own tasks. The product releases are aimed at commercially in-demand products that are focused on integrating a wide range of people into the crypto industry. And therefore, our products are constantly being improved, constantly evolving. Let's go over some points directly. Our wonderful wallet. I'll immediately answer the question that is most frequently asked. No, it hasn't been released on the App Store yet, but it is already happening in the territory. In the territory of the Play market, more and more updates are being added, new coins are added, which means increased interaction efficiency. There, in general, the wallet is becoming more and more lively. So we can only envy the wonderful iPhone owners through the website because they will immediately receive a well-tested, excellent working format. For us, of the Android phone owners, we are accordingly participating in the beta testing of all this, so that also has its advantages. There are thus further BITNEVEX. That's all. So firstly, the BITNEVEX app, BITNEVEX Exchange, is already being launched, and the restructuring of the website itself is taking place. This is from what you can see, from what you, directly, visually, you can understand that our exchange is transforming. There are also certain elements of optimization happening in the background, but it's hard to talk about them. But visually, to see that the usability is more modern and convenient, so to speak, a beautiful word, it is improving, that's just excellent. More and more people. Frankly, let's say fewer. More and more people are frankly fewer. More and more people are starting to showcase the site, showcase products, and so on. If at first everyone was like, oh, how raw it was, something was there, something couldn't be awkward. Now more and more people actually conducting business meetings, they showcase products and speak with pride. Yeah, I remember how it was still a bit rough. And now, also look how interesting it is there and so on. Therefore, it is Truly amazing. When you really understand that right before your eyes, a real product is being created, and including with your participation, because feedback is accepted from everyone, and you essentially are also. Each of us is in essence also a member of the beta testing team. Let's move on. Here's a big update, and on the NV team. I think that the NV team will pleasantly surprise us because a lot has changed in the NV team. This is exactly our webinar room, or a calling tool, or a Zoom replacement. It is called very differently. A lot is happening there. Come in and take a look. A blurred background has appeared there. New modes, presentation demonstrations. This is something we have been waiting for a long time. And I think that in the foreseeable future, we will be able to hold large, final events and presentations and training directly in our own product, in NV team. So it will be really great. That is, if at the initial stages it could handle 1-2 people in communication, then it lagged with 10-15, then more and more. That is, it is developing. New functions are being added, new options, and this product can really make a mark on the ears. Both Zoom and there, Google Hangout and many other calling services that exist. So we will have a huge opportunity to be proud of all this. Products are really being completed, which is great. And the best proof of a serious attitude towards the company, the business, its partners, its tech specialists, and so on. It turns out to be a full-fledged service for organizing conferences. If before it was more like a calling service, now more and more is being added. Functionality that will help us work with slides, solve many, many other issues. So, let's move on. So, we are now creating a team bot with back office functionality. This is really good news, good news. Many people have requested both mini applications, and accordingly, we will have team integrated. Team is already back office, and accordingly, there will be no restrictions on VPN and many other things. I will say right away that this is not an instant process. I think it might not even happen in the near future. It might take a couple of weeks, but nevertheless, the technical team is currently working on this issue. This is very great because, in fact, it has been requested for a long time. This will be another step towards the users. And this also wonderfully reflects exactly how much the company wants to do for people. Testing, testing. Can you hear me? Please rate the sound quality from 1 to 10. How is the sound? How is the sound? Yes, everything is fine. The sound is there. Next, this is really wonderful news. I know that many people are waiting, especially a lot. Those from the crypto community, from the youth, really, really want it. Let's move on. So we are already at the final stage. Hotel selection, agreement on programs, programs, preparation of promotional materials. Soon, the company will pleasantly surprise you. We are now talking about the summit event in Antalya. Accordingly, I think that at the next meeting, we will find out the exact dates, the exact location. And accordingly, directly all these things related to the event. So now 5 seconds. So next, let's move on. And let's transition directly to our networking moments. We have absolutely amazing news. Now, I apologize. I'm conducting right now. They will call back after the presentation. So the management, so to speak, is calling the growth of the international team. Now I would like to add a comrade, a wonderful person. Very bright, very kind, very persistent. So, where is Yura? Dear moderator, please add Yura. Because under his leadership, this international team was organized accordingly. Dear moderator Yura, please join. Naturally, Yura, well, I think everyone knows that Yura is not the first line of Artem Irzin, and he and Artem also took a very active part. And here they are together with those who...
Thank you. Now we will all lift everyone's spirits. Hello, Dima, guys. Everything is all right. Let's salute everyone, dear partners.
Hello, hello, Yura, but huge respect to you for such dedication to the chosen cause. You are doing a great job. I know it didn't work out right away, but now more and more. And an international team is also emerging. And look, what I would like to ask you about is that many people know people abroad. But for some reason, either they are afraid of them, to build with them a business to launch and so on, or what? Please tell us how you came to have this wonderful, very tanned, hot little gang. They are now giving presentations. They are also working on their engines there. Please tell us about all of this.
Yes, of course, I'll tell you. Actually, a long time ago, I saw an example from a network leader whose team was developing in Africa. I just took that example for myself and I wanted to do the same. So at some point, I just thought about it. And we met Jocelyn, probably, maybe two, maybe around 3 years ago in a company. And all this time, I was just communicating with him, building a relationship. I invited him there, called him there, and he also shared something there. But in reality, we were almost like kindred spirits. So in general, just like when you sit down with a drink, fully understanding each other, we didn't communicate. In general, we somehow managed with broken French and Russian. He even knows more words than I do. Well, more Russian words than I know French. But somehow we have some kind of connection. It happened. And if we delve into history, last summer I told him about the idea. And he was like, yeah, cool. But actually, Dima, you probably remember, thanks to you too, because you participated in all the negotiations. Well, probably the final negotiations. Dima participated, and a huge thanks to him. That's why it's really great to hold meetings with. Well, just gather the leaders. For example, Artem helped me. Then Dima was brought in, and Dima participated in the final negotiations. And the guys, just said that they considered the proposal in the summer. Everything was cool, but there was another company that ceased operations, and accordingly, Jocelyn realized that he had wasted time. But still, he came to us, made a decision, and understood that we have a good company, basically how much they show results.
A good example. So overall, it turned out that we partnered up, we communicate, and now his next step is to bring his team to Turkey. So if you are in Turkey, be sure to see and meet him in person. Questions? Let me add a little voice like Yura, just 1 minute. Yura's curator, and I often find myself with this person now. Since we are in the same city, Yura had some kind of crazy faith, specifically in this person, under his gesture. He says, yes, I will open, I will succeed. I nudged him a little like that. Yes, and kind of checked him like this and that, and he was constantly in touch with him. That is, it's about how a drop wears away a stone. Look at Dima Zulkarnayev's result, how Juan joined thanks to team efforts. But Dima also struck like a single blow, systematically hitting 1 point, hitting zooms. They conducted zooms. Dima did most of it. Our leadership, and Yuri too, he keeps hitting. I was already thinking, yes, what's going on? He was persistent with this endeavor, and he was like, yes, no, I will succeed. And what in the end? We are now working on bringing our African friends to Turkey. There's just a little bit left. So, Yuri, respect to you. Vera Vera, for the daily actions, everything, ideas, and then the goal of Kodiar. Not just to build a team there, but actually to create a useful product in the Kodiar market. And Josina himself was talking about this, and in general, he will go to the company's founder to meet him. And from there, they will identify the needs of the African market. And actually, there are interesting changes. I think it will be very cool. So let's observe and see what comes out of it. By the way, the team is growing. There are already about 10 people, partners with Josina. He's great, truly great. We mean already paid. Yes, not just yes.
Yes, everything's already there.
Excellent. Question, look, what would you wish for? I mean, am I right in understanding that this is your first time having an international branch with a language you're not even familiar with, is launching and developing so actively? What would you wish for the guys who don't have international branches yet and maybe don't even believe they can have them?
Well, actually, I do have international experience, but not like this. But overall, I have a little experience. Somehow I manage with people from different countries like Belarus and Germany. Even now, there are people from Belarus and Germany on the team. Partners. So what do I want to wish? Well, first of all, your goal, belief in it, and what do you really want to achieve? From the business and from your life in general. Therefore, essentially, we have an unlimited number of opportunities with so many countries and people. Just go outside right now, look at how many people there are and how many could be part of your team. It's simply an endless array of possibilities here. There are all sorts of moments, just ordinary actions, discipline to do, believe in everything and yourself, believe in the team and also believe in your guys. Therefore, if you do it, everything will work out. You just need, as they say, to do it yourself. I also tell the guys this purely for myself, not even as a message to someone else, like kids, do it for yourself. Because I can do much more, but in fact, I see, observe, highlight, as do mentors, people. Why is it like that, for example, with you? And this is how it is.
Thank you very much, Jor. Once again, well done. Come on, start it. I remind you that if I remember correctly, there are 53 countries in Africa, and you have only started with one so far. Son, come on, think about it a little bit.
Yes. The translator I got is completely different. He's from Guinea, a person I met, and at one point I wanted to bring him into my network. Then, when I was talking with Jorson, I ended up with a translator like that. So, when we started at the very beginning, I was looking for someone to translate with, and that's how it happened. So, everything is ahead. Everything is cool. Thank you. Excellent, Jur. Thank you very much. Thank you.
You are a really great team with Artem. You complement each other perfectly. So I wish you success and good luck. And actually to everyone else, friends, my big, such a message. There are many countries, meaning even in Africa. Jura can't cover all the countries. So there are many countries we can sign up the planet. We can sign up the planet. And that's great. So here's another basically proof for someone. Our team in Colombia is actively developing. Juan, who has already become beloved by many and was at the last meeting accordingly, a very bright, very charismatic, very energetic, active leader. And he continues to move forward. And I think that maybe after the next meeting, maybe closer to May, we will make a splendid announcement. Because there is information now that the company's management will go to Colombia. We will talk about this in more detail later, when all the details are known. But this will be an even greater step for the company towards the international level at a very serious level. Therefore, Côte d'Ivoire, Colombia. And accordingly, when we have another big, wonderful piece of news. Evgeny Bugayev and Albina Klimova, in impeccable German, we held this Saturday a presentation. The recording already exists. It is either already uploaded to the channel, or it seems to be hidden for now, or in general, check it out. In the near future, it will be needed there, because the only thing is, that's it. Well, before uploading, you need to really make sure everything is correct, written. The German language is quite difficult. I can say for them it was 6 in Berlin, and for us it was 10 or 11 in the evening. I listened with great pleasure to the presentation in German, and it was very impressive. That is, Albina is an emerging leader with very good momentum. Just such a little was known about her yet, but this is the first line. Evgeny Bugayev. She provided the information excellently. And after that, Evgeny came and gave a powerful, energetic message. Absolutely magnificent, magnificent presentation took place. I think that in the near future, we will have similar presentations in the German language happening on a regular basis. And that's great. This is another point of how a large European space is being launched. Therefore, if you have acquaintances in Germany, then don't forget that we also have this option to give the opportunity to listen in their native language. So, Evgeny, Albina, you did a great job. Let's move on. All right. Okay. By the way, we had a school session this weekend, this Saturday. There was a school session, and the people who attended received quite a serious insight. Please write in the chat if that was the case. And we specifically analyzed one of those effective brain engaging tools, which allow you to remove the sly smile from the face of your interlocutor, to slightly correct it very politely and make them listen to what you are talking about. Therefore, make sure to watch the recording in the chat. School, NV at school. We have this recording. It's not that much, about 40 minutes, but it includes examples, surveys, opinions of others, and so on. It was useful. Thank you, Zilia. Thank you, Teaser. And so on. So, accordingly, this week we will have 2 more presentations. One on Tuesday at 5 p.m. Moscow time, and the other on Thursday at 7 p.m. Moscow time. Be sure to invite people to these presentations. On Tuesday, Dmitry Polzunov will be presenting, and on Thursday, Almir Mingazov. They are quite notable speakers, let's put it that way, so you can confidently invite people. You won't be embarrassed by the company. As a matter of fact, all our speakers are wonderful, truly remarkable. So, friends, what I can tell you is that we have NV Global, our great portal to success, but most importantly, always remember this one thing. When the company talks about and shows what else it has done, that is, what updates have taken place, what meetings have occurred, how other speakers are developing. I always want to ask the question, what about our esteemed viewer? Especially the one who just comes to the meeting and watches. How long will you just be a spectator if we are directly saying, be involved in what we are doing? Become a like-minded person, become 100, well, a co-creator, that's how to call it, for example. Let's do it together, because simple guys Simple, guys. Girls of all ages, statuses, and so on, they are doing this business. They are very different. What is common between, for example, down Zil and, for example, Mech Yura? Or, for example, Artem Yurzin, and, for example, Pastor, or Sasha Baumgarten? Different people, but it's a team, it's a big team, and what unites them is that they have made a decision for themselves to take responsibility for their own lives, for their own results, for their own achievements, independently, not to shift it onto someone else, not to sit around waiting for the company. And suddenly there are really people who have been sitting and waiting for a year and a half for the company to close, any moment now. Well, sort of. That's great. Well, for example, Dmitry writes a year and a month. In Naive today, he acquired a new license for $500. There are people who sit and are afraid of something. As one great person once said, if you're afraid to love networks, just sit and be friends. And I want to say we can do much more, not for companies. Let's not work for Alicon. Let's not work for something else. Not for reports, but for ourselves. Because you can listen to public opinion as much as you like, but public opinion won't feed your family, won't send your children to university, won't send your wife to the sea. This is something to think about. And if you start doing, creating, joining teams, feeling support, feeling the shoulder, and moving together, you will have much more resilience and much more intention. Because many of you don't even know why you are in business. For this, please watch the school session that was on Saturday and make the right decision. So friends, I wish you powerful, productive weeks, especially this week. Let's we'll take life into our own hands. Tomorrow, I expect you at the presentation with newcomers. Even if for some reason you are without newcomers, come by yourself to refresh. I think that we will share something interesting. That's all. All the best. All the best. The wonderful NV Global team.